up, guys? I know that this series on the Beatitudes has felt like it's taken forever, but we are in our 9th and final week. And look, I hope you have enjoyed this series as much as I have. I've enjoyed diving into it. This series has been very practical to me as I live my life, and so I hope it's been practical to you and that you are able to apply it. But we are in our final week. Just a reminder that we've looked at every week that the Beatitude is just the Greek word for bless. And what we've seen every week is that God blesses those who blank. And so every week the fill in the blank that we've looked at is just an attitude that we should have going forward in our life. And so today that brings us to Matthew chapter 5, verses 11 through 12. And this is what it says. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you, falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. See, Jesus does not promise his disciples an easy life. See, Christianity is not promised to be easy. See, anytime I think about this concept, I'm reminded by Jesus' words when he says, "Take heart, for I have overcome the world." See, Jesus does not promise his disciples an easy life. See, what he says here is to take heart, but to know that your reward is not on earth. Man, in the scope of eternity, earth is just a very quick blimp. It's just a very short time of our eternal lives in general. Whenever you measure our time on earth versus our time in eternity, earth is just a very small fraction of time. But yet, as human beings, we want to put so much stock and so much importance as to what our rewards on earth will be rather than what our rewards on heaven will be. Because Jesus says, blessed are you when you are persecuted, when you are reviled for my name's sake. I want to remind you, just as verse 12 does, that the prophets before you have also been reviled. So what Jesus is saying is that you're not walking down a trail that no one has walked down. You're not going to live a life that no one before you has lived. So take heart to know that people before you have walked through the same struggles. Take heart to know that you are not alone whenever you face persecution in your life. Take heart to know that when others revile against you, blessed are you, for the Spirit and glory of God rest upon you. See, if we believe following Jesus in a lost world will be easy, then we don't know who Jesus is. Jesus is very countercultural. So he calls us to go against the grain. Jesus himself told us to live in a way that is different than the world. So my challenge to you as we conclude our series on the Beatitudes is this. Hey, if people don't like you because you follow Jesus, that's okay. We're not to be loved by the world. We're supposed to be in the world and for the people in the world to see Jesus living inside of us. See, when Jesus lives inside of us and we show that with our lives, we will draw people in as Christ has drawn us in to himself. So my reminder to you as we close out the Beatitudes, following Jesus is not going to be easy. Following Jesus does not promise an easy life for you, but following Jesus is worth it. Why? Because our reward is in heaven. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series on the Beatitudes. I know it's been a very long series, but I hope it's been very practical and applicable to you. I cannot wait to jump into our next series, which will be on the fruits of the Spirit. We'll see you soon.